Yes, children, so we were learning about force, work and energy, isn't it? So what is a force? Yes, a push or a pull of an object is called a force. We learned about force, a push or a pull of an object. Force is needed to move an object. Force is needed for an object to set in motion. In order to stop an object also we need force. And we need force to change the direction of an object. And then we learned about frictional force. When we roll a ball or when we move a toy car on the floor, after traveling some distance, after moving, what happens after some time? It reduces its speed or it lessens its speed and it comes to rest or it stops. After moving a little, it stops. It is nothing but because of frictional force. Or we can say when two bodies comes in contact with each other, frictional force comes into act there. Here two bodies means the toy car or the ball and the floor, isn't it? Then what we learned about types of force we learned. Gravity. Gravity is a force of attraction, or earth attracts every body towards it. It is called a force of attraction, or we call it as gravity or gravitational force. When we throw something up, it comes down. From trees, fruits are falling down. It is because of force of gravity. We are there in our place as it is because of force of gravity. Because earth is attracting us towards it, we are standing. We are not flying, right? In space and all, you know, when astronomers go to the space to study about the stars, sun and all, stars, sun, moon, there they won't able to stand somewhere. They fly, they float in the sky, we say. Why? Because no gravity there. When we go up, there is no gravity. So that's why they are flying. But here we are not flying. We are standing as it is. We can walk, we can run. That is because of gravity. Then we learned about frictional force. Frictional force. Friction. And in friction itself we learned about static friction and we learned about kinetic friction, isn't it? Static friction is friction which makes the objects to be there. The object is there in the particular place because of static friction. When object is moving, it is kinetic friction. Okay. Yes. Then we learned about what? Work. When you apply a force on an object, it moves through a distance. It is nothing but work. Work is done, we say. Work is done when we apply force to the object and it moves to a distance. It means work is done. To do work, we need energy. Without energy, it is impossible to do the work. It's not possible to do the work. Nothing in this world can do work without energy. Vehicles need energy to move. Then all the appliances, TV, refrigerator, music system, computer, everything need electrical energy. Plants need energy of the sun. We need energy to do all the physical activities. When we are running, when we are walking, we are doing some work. For that we need energy. We get energy from the food we eat. And energy can't be created, can't be destroyed. That means energy can transform from one form to another. When we eat, we get some energy. That energy we are using to do some work. So the biochemical energy is converted into mechanical energy, we say, or muscular energy, we say. Okay. So energy is transforming from one form to another. And in energy itself, we learned different types of energy, isn't it? Thermal energy we learned. Energy is nothing but capacity to do work, or ability to do work is energy. And energy itself we learned about thermal energy. It is nothing but heat energy. Thermal energy means heat energy. When something is heating, the thermal energy is there. Example, cooking, heating water, everything on stove, on gas or on oven. Which energy is there? Thermal energy is there, isn't it? Next we learned about, after thermal energy, yes, thermal energy is heat energy. Then we learned about light energy. Light is a form of radiation, we say. Light is a form of radiation, and photoreceptors in our eyes helps us to detect the visible light. Photoreceptors are specialized cells behind the eyeball, situated behind the eyeball in the retina. Because of photoreceptors, we are able to see the colors, or the night vision is possible because of photoreceptors that is there in our eyes. So light is a form of radiation, or it is a form of energy. Light energy we can convert to another energies. How? Examples: plants prepare food by using sunlight, isn't it? So that light energy is converted to chemical energy. They are making food using sunlight. So light energy to chemical energy, that conversion is taking place. So thermal energy, then we learned about light energy, then we learned about sound energy. Sound is something that we can hear. Sound energy is the energy that we can hear. When anyone makes sound or any instrumental sound we hear, what is happening? That particle is moving through the air and it reaches our ear and we are able to hear it. That is nothing but sound energy. It travels through that vibration. That when something is making sound, it is vibrating, we say. That vibration is passing like waves through air and it reaches our ear and we are able to hear it. It is nothing but sound energy. Okay, children? Yes, now we are going to learn about different energy sources. Yes, children, so sources of energy. Sources of energy. From where does this energy comes from? Means source, energy source we say. Okay. The sun is our main source of energy. The main source of energy is nothing but sun. Sun gives us both light and heat. That you know, isn't it? From sun we are getting light as well as heat. So the sun is our main source of energy. It gives us heat and light energy. Moving water and air also have energy. Flowing water has energy. Moving air is wind. It is also having energy. This energy is mostly used to generate electricity. Flowing water we use to generate electricity. Moving wind also we use to generate electricity using windmill. Fuels such as coal, oil, gas or petrol, they are also excellent source of energy. We use coal for cooking and all. In factories we use coal to make some other materials. And you know, for petrol we use to run cars. They are used to run machines and cars, for heating homes, cooking and for many other purposes. So sun is the main source of energy. We get heat energy and light energy from sun. Flowing water, moving water is we use for generating electricity. Moving air we use for generating electricity. Coal, petroleum, oil, natural gas, everything we use for making energy, other purposes. They all are sources of energy. Living beings need to perform life processes to survive. To perform these activities, they need energy, which they get from the food we eat. We all are living beings. We get the energy from the food we eat. What about machines? We are not giving them food. Then how they get energy? They also perform many activities. They do work which would be too difficult for us to perform. They are helping us actually. The machines are doing heavy work which human beings won't able to do. So they are helping us to do all our work. They makes our work easier, our life simpler. That we already seen how the simple machines make our life easier. Don't they also need energy? They also need energy. What are the substances that give them energy? They also need energy, isn't it? There are some substances that gives them energy. Primary energy sources, meaning energy is created directly from the actual resource. Primary energy sources means this coal, petrol, natural gas, wind, sun, water. They are primary energy source. We can classify them into two: renewable and non-renewable. It's very important. Renewable and non-renewable source of energy. The primary energy sources we have classified into renewable and non-renewable sources of energy. Okay, and what is this renewable source of energy? Renewable energy sources means, yes, it is there in the nature, like sun, wind, water, plants, animals. They are all natural resources, we say. They are renewable resources. They can be used after, once it used again we can use it. We can restore it. It never runs out. There won't be any shortage of this. That is renewable source of energy. They are natural sources that cannot be used up. If we once used and again we can use it, or we can replace it. It never runs out. Shortage, we say. Wind, air, water, this soil, then what else? Plants, animals, they are all renewable sources of energy. But you know, non-renewable sources, this example, sun, wind, water, plants, animals, they all are renewable sources of energy. But non-renewable resources means once if we used up, then again it is not replaced, or we can't use it again. In the sense, if the limit is short, we have these resources only in a limited quantity, very short. It's running off shortage, runs out, we say. Why? Because we have this in only a fixed quantity, fixed amount it is there in the earth. So we have to use it very carefully. If we are not using it carefully, what happens? These energies are this non-renewable resource of energy. They cannot be replaced or cannot be restored. Okay, cannot be restored, reuse, we say. So the example we can say it as coal, petroleum, natural gas. These are all non-renewable resources of energy. We get this from through mining from deep inside the earth. Actually, it is available only in a very little quantity, very small quantity. A fixed quantity is available. Once it is used up, again to restore it, it is not possible. That are non-renewable resources of energy. Let's read. Non-renewable energy sources. Energy from the ground that has limited supplies, either in the form of gas, liquid or solid, are called non-renewable resources. They cannot be replenished. We cannot reuse it or restore it, replace it, or made again. We can't make it again. Once it is used up, it finished. We can't make it again in a short period of time. We have only a limited period of time. These called petroleum, natural gas, they have formed since millions of years ago. It takes much time to form these things deep inside the earth, in the ground. Then we get this. Okay, so within a short period of time, it is not possible to make these resources again. Examples include oil, means petroleum, natural gas, coal and uranium. Oil and natural gas, coal are fossil fuels. Oil, natural gas, coal, they are called fossil fuel. What are fossil fuels? Fossil fuels are formed by the dead remains of plants and animals. Lived, means since years ago. After the death, they go deep inside the earth and buried inside the earth, and they mix with the soil and they form this oil, natural gas, coal and all. The dead remains of plants and animals deep inside the earth form into this called petroleum, natural gas. They are called fossil fuels because they have been formed from the organic remains of prehistoric plants and animals. Plants and animals earlier period die, and after their death they go deep inside the earth, and with the soil they mix up, and all the nutrients they mix up, and after many years they form this. Okay. Next, renewable resources of energy. Energy that comes from a source that is constantly renewed. We can renew it, such as sun, wind, can be replenished naturally. They are natural sources in a short period of time. Because of this, we do not have worry about them that running out. Don't worry that they runs off shortage or we won't get this in a short period of time. They are there, no problem. Examples include solar, wind, biomass, hydropower. They are all renewable sources of energy. Currently, about 20% of the world electricity comes from renewable sources. We are producing electricity from renewable sources, from wind, water and all. We are producing electricity. There is a global debate as to whether geothermal energy is renewable or normal or non-renewable. Still the debate is going on, it seems. Global debate in the world. There is a debate called about what? Geothermal. Geo means earth, thermal means heat. Earth's heat or geothermal, Earth's heat energy is renewable or non-renewable. That is, the discussion is going on still. A debate is going on still. Some tell it is renewable, some tell it is non-renewable. It's Earth's heat. It is there deep inside the earth, children. Long back, years back, people used to use this Earth's heat to heat water, cook food. So Earth's heat, if we go deep inside the earth, we can see hot rocks. So Earth heat, it is there in the nature, in the earth, its nature itself. It is renewable. That still debate is going on. Okay. Then secondary energy sources. Energy that is converted from primary sources are called or is called secondary energy sources. Energy that is converted from primary source. Primary source means renewable and non-renewable. From this, if we convert energy, then it is called secondary source of energy. They are used to store, move and deliver energy in an easily usable form. Example include electricity and hydrogen. We store this energy to use it further. So primary energy sources, if we convert it into secondary, it is called secondary energy source. Energy that is converted to primary source. From primary source is secondary source of energy. We store it for using further. Example, electricity. From water and wind we make electricity. We will store it, then we can use it in future, isn't it? Yes. Primary sources, wind, water. From that we are making this electricity and storing. It is called a secondary source of energy. Yes, children. So that's our chapter and it's time to recall. So what all things we learned in the lesson? Friction is the force that acts between two surfaces in contact, isn't it? Frictional force, when two surfaces in contact, frictional force will come in between. Energy that is converted from primary source is secondary source of energy. Oil, natural gas and coal are called fossil fuels. Matter is made up of particles or molecules. To do any work, energy is used. We need energy to do any work. So that's all about the lesson. Yes, children, so in this lesson, main things we learned about force, work and energy. Force is a push or pull of an object. To move an object, we need force. To stop an object, we need force. Force itself, we learned about frictional force. When a moving toy car, after some time comes to rest or stop, frictional force, because of that it comes to stop. Or when we say when two surfaces are in contact with each other, frictional force is there. It is because of friction we are walking, we are running, we are lifting, we are breathing. All because of friction. We are cycling, we are holding some things because of friction. Then we learned about force of gravity. Earth attracts all objects towards the earth. Earth attracts all objects towards it. It is nothing but force of attraction or called gravitational force or force of gravity. Because of gravity, things are, when we throw up, it is coming down. Isn't it? Then when we apply force, some object is moving through a distance. It is nothing but work. Work is done when we apply a force to move through a distance. We say work is done. To do work, we need energy. Nothing in this world can work without energy. Every object in this universe needs energy to do something. All living beings need energy to work. So energy is the ability or the capacity to do work. We get energy from the food we eat. Plants get energy from the sunlight. All the TV, refrigerators, music system, computer works on electrical energy. Vehicles also move because of energy. They need energy to move. Isn't it? Yes. Then there are different types of energy we learned. Thermal energy called heat energy. That is we used for cooking, heating water in oven or stove, whatever. That when water is boiling, particles vibrate faster, we say. Matter is made up. Matter means it is made up. It is called particles. It consists of particles or molecules. So when more heat or when rise in temperature, what happens? The particles vibrate faster there. Assembles boiling water, heating water. Then we learned about light energy. It is the only energy that we can see through our eyes. Photoreceptors are there in our eyes, which helps us to see the light. Light is a form of radiation, isn't it? Yes. Then we learned about electrical energy. Electrical energy, all the I already we told about TV, refrigerator, everything works on electrical energy. Some flow of energy is going on through the wire. Something is flowing, or we can say it is a moving energy. Because of the flow of charge over there, this mixie, grinder, TV, everything is working. It is nothing but electrical energy. Then we learned about sound energy. Energy that we can hear. If any sound is produced, the vibration happens. The vibration, the particles move through air. Then it reaches our ear, we hear then. So sound is a form of energy that we can hear. These are the different types of energy we learned. Then we learned about sources of energy. Our main source of energy is sun. The sun is the main source of energy. We get heat and light from the sun. Heat energy as well as light energy. Isn't it? Then moving water has energy. Wind also means moving air. We use this to generate electricity. Coal, petrol, natural gas, all we are used for cooking and for machineries and all. So these all use energy. They are energy sources. Then primary energy sources we can classify it into two: renewable and non-renewable. Primary energy sources means sun, wind, water, coal, petrol, natural gas. All we have, these all things we can divide into two. Sun, wind, water are renewable sources of energy, we say. We can renew it again. We can replace it. It never runs shortage. These natural resources that never runs shortage. But the non-renewable resources like coal, petrol, natural gas, we have availability is limited, or we have only a fixed amount of it. We cannot replenish it. We cannot reuse it again. We can't restore it. We cannot make it again. We cannot make it again. It's difficult to make it again in a short period of time. So they are non-renewable sources of energy. Sun, wind, water, they are plants, animals, they are all renewable sources of energy. And energy that we make from primary sources, they are secondary sources of energy. So these are the main topics we learned in this lesson. Okay children, now we are going to the exercise part of lesson 15, force, work and energy. Okay children.